Hello everyone, hi. If you're really thinking about how to get started in AI headspace today in 2025 without having prior coding experience or knowledge in AI or coding, you're in the right headspace right here. First, I would start with Python. Not trying to be an expert or become something, but just having even small knowledge about writing small scripts or getting familiar with the foundations would definitely help you. I would probably use resources like YouTube to understand, or there are multiple websites that I'm going to list below. Right now, the whole focus would be to getting to know the foundations, right? And then I would use basically GitHub, because that's where every programmer pushes their code, and even their AI engineers, right? So it's important to know that how to use the platform and get used to how you can push the code and pull it together. Then I would learn the basics of machine learning. Now, so whenever I talk about machine learning or learning basics of machine learning, the guy that comes quickly in my mind is Andrew Ng. Yes, girls, that's right. So start with Andrew Ng's course. It's still super solid and still super beginner friendly. But most importantly, you need to pick up a small project, like anything on Kaggle, okay? So build it around, just start building a model. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be something huge, but just deploy it using some simple themes like Drupal or let's say Streamlit, right? The goal is to go from a notebook to a simple app that you can share publicly. Okay. Then after that, I would get into deep learning. So fast.ai is amazing and for this and very hands-on. I would play around with the image models first and then slowly move to transformers. At this point, I will try to fine-tune a small board model, right, on Hugging Face or any other open source place where the model is available. It doesn't mean that if you don't understand every single thing, you give up, right? Just follow the tutorial, tweak a little bit of parameters here and there, and then slowly just get the hang of it, right? So once you're comfortable with deep learning concepts, then you slowly move on to the large language models, because this is where Gen AI is. And this is where I would slow down and really try to understand how transformers work around and understand their architecture and not just the code part of it. Andrej Karpathy's Nano GPT is honestly one of the best resources that I've seen. I'll put down the list in the description. Then finally, I would start learning all of that is going to put everything together. LangChain, for example, is a great tool for chaining product. LangGraph is great for building agents. And then I would learn a vector database. Pick one of the tools like BERT, LanceDB, or mess around, right, with these tools. Maybe you also want to fine-tune a model with your own database with advanced methods like LoRa or QLoRa and see how the inferencing changes the results, right? You can also use some of the inference platforms if you want to be a full stack ML engineer, like VLLM or Fireworks. And now, finally, this is the part that's something that people think is trivial and yet skip it. But I would highly recommend, right? You start building portfolio projects. You just need to learn how to build products end to end and not just machine learning models, right? I had actually put together a list of 10 portfolio projects that you can work with. So I'll add that link below. And finally, you need to put out these projects. It could be GitHub, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Twitter, whatever form of social media you feel is the right fit for you. Just use that and put your work out there. Engage with the community, understand how people are building, learn from them, and collaborate with the community. The point is that you are building credibility while you are learning, right? When you're sharing your projects out, if you found this helpful, share it with your friends and follow me for learning AI for free. Thank you.